This is TNT Barbecue, guys. I'm out here with a Southern Explosive Taste. Today I'm finna do a meat that's pretty challenging to a lot of people. And that is pork tenderloin. Pork loin. Not tenderloin, but pork loin. Pork loin is difficult because it's very lean meat and it's easy to dry out. So I'm gonna give you a foolproof way of having some moist, juicy pork loin. My recipe is gonna be pretty simple, guys. If you don't have those ingredients, you can substitute ingredients. Okay, so this way we're gonna start. First, we're gonna start off with a pork tenderloin. This one is about 7 pounds. It's pretty thin, and you can see here's the dark meat of the pork loin right here, guys. And all this is lean, and this is just a little silver skin. So what I did, I washed it, I patted it dry. So what I like to do is add moisture, and what I add moisture with is this Butcher Prime Ejection. Butcher's Barbecue Prime Ejection. And what I like to do is open this up, and I have a little barbecue sauce bottle, and I put this Prime Ejection in this barbecue sauce bottle. I use all that, and it's real strong. So, and just I like adding a little vinegar to pork. Just something about that vinegar taste. So that's probably a quarter, not even a quarter cup, probably about 4 or 5 tablespoons of vinegar. And I just put this on here, and I use this. You can use a pickle jar or whatever. I'm using this. And I just shake up the ejection. Make sure everything is incorporated. And the longer this sits, the better the ejection. But I'm doing this on YouTube, so, but if you want to, you can mix the ejection up ahead of time and let it sit a little longer, and it actually gets better the longer it sits. So I take the cap off, and I have a towel so I won't mess up my table. And I get this ejection, and I go and I put it in, and as I go in, I kind of get around the meat, and you can feel you can see that bubbling up. So that means it took the ejection really good. And I just so as you can see how the ejection has pretty much puffed this end up right here. And why do we use yellow mustard? Cause it's barbecue. Just, it's a good binder. And you don't have to use as much. And I just go, and I don't want to put pressure on this meat because it's just been ejected with our butchers. So I don't like putting a lot of pressure on it. For as pressing down, you want to make sure you get the sides pretty good. I'm just going to do it in a circle shape, so it's, and I want to take off my gloves. I want to have one hand to shake and one hand to pat. You notice I'm patting, you don't want to rub, because when you start rubbing meat, basically you smear it kind of, so I just go along. And the season I'm using is Hickory Grill Cajun Ejector. I'm actually got a Cajun Ejector, so that's what I'm using to season this with. It's a real nice tasting rub for a commercial rub. And I believe it hits all the notes. It's a little sweet, a little spicy, I just pat this in like so. And to me, pork tenderloin is a pretty delicate meat. So you don't want to overtake the meat itself with a whole bunch of salt, sugar, or whatever. You kind of want to taste this pork. You want to taste this ejection. You want to taste the smoke. To me, everything needs to coexist by itself. You don't want to have it where it's over smoked or over salted. And like I say, this is a fairly inexpensive meat. I believe I had this for $2.35 a pound, which is. I got some pecan, and I got some hickory. So I did a mixture of it. We're go ahead and layer the pork loin on here like such, and tighten it up a little bit like this. Get it where like that. So I'm gonna keep that in the smoker. I'm running probably 175 degrees for 5 hours until the turn temperature reach 140 degrees. And that's what I want to do. So we'll have smoked tenderloin here about 5 hours. So God bless you, God bless America. Let's check it out again. That's what we're doing. With some Cajun hickory rub from the Cajun ejector seasoning film. And now we're ready to cut into this foolproof 101 pork loin. Easy to do. Just follow these simple methods and you will have the same turnout. I glazed it with just some regular old barbecue sauce. And that's what I did, guys. So it's rested. And so now we're finna cut. So let's come over here and let me cut this right here. I'm gonna start right in the middle. So you can see, guys, the moisture that this pork loin has accumulated. So we're gonna start. We're gonna slice it. I like mine a little thinner. I don't know why I just like thin slice pork. You can see the moisture and the juiciness of the pork just dripping, and the tenderness. Look at that, that's tender. You know, when you get it to fall apart like that, and a juicy pork. Do y'all see how juicy that pork is? That's not dry. A lot of people. So what I want to do is show y'all the side I like cutting from, and that's this back end right here. And if anybody ever did any pork loin before, just something about this end right here. This is where people don't know, but this is the best. Just cut from the back end down, and there you go right there. You see that juiciness? And you just, oh. You slice that, guys, and I tell you what, that is so moist. You know, sometimes some people have my pork loin and they say, why is it so juicy? And it's just because of the ejection I use and the method I cook it. It is a moist piece of meat, and that's what I make my sandwiches out of. And so remember, guys, this is TNT barbecue, what a Southern's supposed to taste. God bless you, and God bless America.